Brought to you by the Every Dollar app. Start budgeting for free today. Normal is broke and common sense is weird. So we're here to help you transform your life. From the Ramsey Network and the Fairwinds Credit Union Studios, this is The Ramsey Show. I'm Dave Ramsey. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey personality, #1 best-selling author, is my co-host today. Open phones at 888-825-5225. Stefan is with us in Denver. Hey, Stefan, what's up?
Hi, Dave. How are you?
Better than I deserve, man. How can I help?
So I'm in kind of a tight pickle here. About a few months ago, I was looking to move, and I needed to move quick because the living situation I was in was not good for my kids. The neighborhood drastically turned and became extremely dangerous, and so I took out a bridge loan to kind of try to get me into a new home. And I was hoping that I was going to come in at a competitive price. My price is already like $30,000 less than what my home was worth. And it's almost 6 months now. And my old home still hasn't sold.
Uh-oh.
And I owe $169.5 by the end of the month. And there are two options for me, are not the greatest, so I don't know which one to do. They will either purchase a home, but I still have to bring $7,000 to the closing plus $2,000 carrying cost every month it's not sold, or I refinance again with them at $143,000 and pay $33,000 at closing. And then sell it keep it on the market for whoever knows how long. I've tried reaching out to investors. And
who did you get this loan with?
With Up Equity.
Oh, okay.
And
so this is not a standard bridge loan. This is I'm going to screw you bridge loan.
In a very short period of time. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that. And like I said, my situation, I mean, their crime was raising, and I needed to get my boys out of there as quickly as possible.
You can't use that excuse anymore because now you've stepped neck deep into stupid. What you should have done is gone and rented a property if you need to get your boys safe instead of stepping up with some loan shark.
Yeah.
So instead, you went and bought a house that was not required for you to get out of the neighborhood. You could have got out of the neighborhood and gone and rented something. So anyway, we're here now.
True.
What do we do now? And you're not bankable. What's the house on the market for?
Right now, I just dropped the price again. It's at $170.
And is it free and clear?
No, I had.
I mean, it was before the bridge loan.
What do you mean, like free and clear?
Did you have a mortgage on it prior to taking the bridge loan?
Yes, I did.
Of how much?
$128.
Oh, boy.
Did the bridge loan pay off the $128?
Yes, it did.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So your only debt against this is the $169,000 bridge loan. You dropped the price to $170 to try to get rid of it.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Ouch.
And the investors, so far the offers that I've gotten are $115, $120, and so I'm looking at $50,000 to $60,000 of basically deficient pay.
Do you have any money?
I have about 26 in savings and checking.
What about cars?
I own my car outright, but yeah, I have a car.
What's it worth?
I don't know what it'd be worth now. Maybe 17, 15.
What do you make?
I make just about 92 a year.
Okay. Have you talked to your credit union about like $100,000, $150,000 loan, and you put 26 with it, and get rid of the loan sharks, and just put a credit union loan on it, and take the panic out of this discussion?
Mm-hmm.
No, I haven't really considered that yet.
That would have been where you should have gone first. Before you did the loan shark deal. But, wow. Yeah, I mean, refinancing it and getting these people out of the picture on a 5-year balloon note or something makes a lot more sense. And then you've got some room to take the beating that apparently you're going to take on price and some room to cover the difference. But right now, I mean, if you write a check for $7,000, you're still on the hook for $2,000 a month for another $24,000 a year. Is that what you told me?
Basically, yeah.
With the loan shark guy. So you write a check for $7,000, you're not out.
No, I'm not.
Okay. So that's not really an option. That's like going from bad to worse. So I would rather you write a check for $26,000 and take out $140,000 loan with a credit union on a $170,000 house, or something along those lines. Or for that matter, I would rather you let's establish you are in debt $170,000 with a ripoff. Okay, that's where we are today, right? So now, if we restructure that debt, I don't care how we restructure it, as long as we get rid of these guys. So if you borrowed $100,000 from the credit union, put $26,000 in it, and put $30,000 on a credit card,
fine.
That's a better deal than you got now. And just because credit card, you just got a series of payments. They're not going to come take the house. They're not, but these guys that you signed up with, woo, Guido, man. Wow.
Yeah, I really wish I hadn't done that, and I thought I was doing what was best for myself and for the kids. But
you were leaving was best for your kids. I'm not making that argument, but how you left, oh man, my gosh, yeah. I would have just put the house on the market, left, and gone and rented something. Yeah. But that's behind us now. For those of you out there that are listening, so that's restructure this somehow and get these goobs out of your life. Get Guido out of your life.
The lesson for the listener is when you're fearful and you do things out of fear, you have to really think every way about the decision you're making, and when you do things in urgency. So those are the two things that need to make you stop and go, wait a minute, let me make sure I'm making the right choice and I'm not. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can look back on the worst deals I've done in my life, and they usually followed me being desperate.
Yeah, there you go.
Desperate for me always equals stupid. As soon as I get desperate, right after that, my brain quits working and I do something stupid.
Right, because the logic
that's exactly what he did.
The logic behind wanting to move is exactly right, but that's just a good word to the wise.
Yeah, and when you do something stupid and it costs you money, when I do that, I have to write a check for my stupidness. I write in the 4 column on the check, stupid tax.
Yes.
You have to pay a tax when you're stupid.
And we've all done it.
And I have paid so much stupid tax in my life, which qualifies me to host this show.
Exactly.
Because I have a PhD in DUMB. So I know from whence you come. And so if I say you've done something stupid, it's because I love you and you're just like me.
Your people are my people.
You're my people.
Hey guys, George Camel here. Listen, we need to talk about your phone plan, because for a lot of you, it's like a bad roommate. You know the one. Unpredictable moods, always asking for money, hard to get rid of, and they never do the dishes. And that's what the so-called big wireless carriers are like. They're counting on you overpaying forever. But Boost Mobile flipped the script. You can unlock up to $600 in savings per year over the big guys when you switch to Boost Mobile on their unlimited plan. There's no contracts, no hidden fees, and no surprise emails saying, hey, your bill went up because reasons. You see, with Boost Mobile, you bring your phone, keep your number, and pay just $25 a month. $25, and that price is locked in forever. So if you're thinking, okay, George, that all sounds great, what's the catch? There isn't one. Boost Mobile backs it up with a 30-day money-back guarantee, which means you can try it without feeling trapped. People, kick the bad roommate out. Head to boostmobile.com/Ramsey to make the switch today. That's boostmobile.com/Ramsey.
Based on average annual payment of AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile customers compared to 12 months on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan as of January 2026. See website for full details.
Are you sick and tired of working so hard but having nothing to show for it? Well, that's most people. Normal. You don't want to be normal. Normal sucks. Normal's broke, right? Hey, you don't have to live that way. Our Every Dollar budget app helps you find extra money every month and builds you a personalized plan to get out of debt, become wealthy. In just 15 minutes, you're going to find thousands of dollars in hidden margin, and you're going to feel like you got a raise. You do not have to live this way. Oh, and by the way, the whole Ramsey plan's built into it, and we walk you through it. It's like having one of us in your back pocket. Don't live normal when you can live like no one else. Start Every Dollar for free in the App Store or at Google Play. Check it out. Andrew's in Atlanta. Andrew, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Dave? It's really nice to talk to you.
You too. How can we help?
Well, me and my wife are trying to decide if we should sell our rental property to pay off our debt. So, it's 2024. My income was around $105,000, and hers has stayed consistent. But my income dropped down to about $85,000 last year. And we had this house built when I was making a little bit more money, and we have our rental property. And we're just looking to see if it's a good decision to sell it and pay the debt, or if we should just go with the snowball effect, like the snowball program.
How much debt?
What? Yeah, how much debt?
We got about $90,000. It's actually about $87,000 if you include everything.
Mm-hmm. And how much of that is cars?
About $65,000 of it's cars.
Oh wow,
65?
Yeah. So it's her. I have a truck in her car.
Yeah, and what does she make?
She makes $48,000 a year.
Okay. And so you have $135,000 income, right?
Yeah.
Did I get that right? Yeah, I did.
Yes,
maybe a little bit more. Maybe 140. Okay.
how much of the 65 is the truck?
40 of it is the truck.
Okay.
Yeah. What's the rental property worth?
It appraised last year at $265,000, and we owe about $160 on it.
Okay, so you got $100 in equity, roughly, not counting fees and miscellaneous. And what's your home worth?
The one we live in right now appraised at $410.
And what do you owe on it?
$328.
Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. If you did not have $100,000 in debt, would you be looking to sell the rental property anyway?
No. I look at real estate as kind of a long-term investment, something that.
I mean, how long have you had the rental property?
We've had it for 6 years.
How are you doing as landlord? Are you good at it?
I think pretty well. Yeah, I mean, we've had only had 2 tenants. This last tenant's been there for 3 years. Mm-hmm. It's actually been relatively pleasant. We kind of live out a little bit away from the city, so it's been relatively nice.
When your income went down, did it affect the amount of your mortgage on your take-home pay? Is that where this is stemming from?
Well, I think so. I think cash flow just kind of died when my income went down,
right.
Yeah, well, it exposed the stupidity of these car purchases. So no, I wouldn't sell the rental property. I'd sell both cars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because what's the payment on those combined?
I'd get two $5,000 or $10,000 cars that are cash, and then I'd plow my way through with $140,000 income, plow my way through the little bit of debt that's left, and keep the rental property. Because it's going up in value, and that stupid butt truck isn't.
No. I mean, I use the truck in my line of work.
Right, but
making an excuse.
The cars are 3/4 of the debt. How great would that feel for those to be gone?
It would feel good. What would I do in a situation that they're upside down? I mean, what's the best route?
How much upside down are they?
Well, the truck's not upside down.
Oh, okay.
That's the first one to go then.
Yeah, the car is probably $10,000.
You're not going to do it.
I don't think you're uncomfortable enough. I think that you had some discomfort. And
So here's the thing. You had a $100,000 pile in the middle of the table, and instead of buying a rental property, you went and bought cars. If you keep the cars, that's what happened. If you don't keep the cars, you say, I bought a rental property with my $100,000. But you're deciding right now between the two based on this. And, you've already dipped your toe in there twice since we've been talking to you about keeping this truck, trying to figure out a reason to keep the truck, trying to figure out if I'm you, I got a great truck. I got a Raptor R. It's one of my favorite cars. I'm a truck guy, loud redneck muffler. I love it, man. It's incredible. And I'm with you on owning a truck. I'm not with you on trading a truck for a rental property. No. Rental properties go up in value. You're in the Atlanta market, for God's sakes.
you also got to play best and worst case scenario. Have you ever had to make a decision and you're scared of it? Worst case scenario, he sells this truck. He hates having the $800 or $900 a month back in his pocket. And he says, you know what? I didn't like that. I'm going to go get the truck. And I'm going to go back and sell the rental property.
I'm going to sell the rental property and then go buy a truck.
Yeah, that's truly you have
could
that
actually
choice.
upgrade in truck if you did that. If you decide owning this truck is a better idea than owning the rental property, which I'm not in agreement with. We were telling you up front. But she's right. Sell it and just test our theory.
And if you hate having that cash back in your life, then get it back. Go back in debt.
We'll sell the rental property and go buy you a car for cash, and then you can
go.
You can undo this at any time.
That's true.
So
it's very good.
Yeah, I would get rid of the cars, both of them, and see how my life feels. And after 90 days, if you think, oh, Ramsey's full of it, it's like I think I joined a cult, then sell your rental property and take the money from that and go buy some cars, because it's the same thing, dude. It's the same thing. But at least you could test the theory. Mm-hmm. That's a good point. I like that.
Test the theory.
Try this stuff for 90 days, and if at the end of 90 days you hate it, you'll never go back.
You've been on the air for 30 years?
Never had anybody go back.
No one's ever called back and said, Dave,
I hate you.
Because you made me debt free?
Because you told me to sell my car, and I don't have an $800 car payment, so I hate you. That call I've not gotten. Now, I've got a lot of people that hate me for a lot of reasons.
That's saying something.
But, I mean, there's a long list of reasons to be pissed at Dave, and they're out there on the internet. If you know, just type in Dave Ramsey sucks. It goes for days. And so,
sorry.
But that's not one of them.
Listen, we let calls through.
I sold my car, and I am debt-free, and I hate Dave Ramsey is something I've never heard once.
I've never even seen. I might go on the break and look on social media and see if there's any sort of hashtag about that. I guarantee it's not.
No, there's not. There's not. And our social media team would have already told me.
Yeah.
I don't go look at it, but I'm afraid they do. And so
testing it is good.
Yeah, and here's the same thing with paying off the house. Those of you, I have $150,000 in my CD, and I owe $100 on my house. Should I pay off my house? How many times have we taken that call?
Oh, yeah.
Like 5 million times. And I'm like, pay off your house. And if you hate it, you can go get a mortgage. And same thing you did. Just test it.
Test it.
And you know what? I've never had anybody write me hate mail. Dave, I paid off my house. I hate you. I've never had that one time. Now, there's a lot of people have all these theories about this.
Sure.
Dave Ramsey tells people to pay off their house and they're not going to be rich because of it. But then there's all these tens of thousands of millionaires that are millionaires because they paid off their house and took the mortgage payment and went and became millionaires. And there's one sitting in front of us right now from Houston.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Let me tell you, hello. I had a guy, he had a pile of stocks and a bunch of debt. And, we would say if you have stocks, sell the stocks, use it to pay off the debt. He didn't want to do that because he'd had the stock for quite a while. He'd had it since he was 18 years old. And I said, listen, try it. I said, take a portion of the stock. Just take a portion of it and pay off a portion of the debt and see how you feel. And he said, I never considered doing that. It was in his mind, it was an all or nothing deal, and because it was all or nothing in his brain, he chose the nothing. And so if you're on the fence, just try it. And you want to know what? He got a hold of me later and let me know it felt so good. I sold the stock and I ended up paying off the rest of the debt. Just let
I know
you know.
lots of pastors that have said, try tithing for 6 months. If after 6 months you think that tithing is to your local church is wrong, I'll give you a money back guarantee on it. None of them have ever had anybody ask for their money back.
Wow.
If you're looking for a more budget-friendly way to save on medical costs and stay true to your values, Christian Healthcare Ministries is a great option to think about. CHM is not health insurance. It's a health cost-sharing ministry, a biblical, community-based way for Christians to share each other's medical bills. That means no enrollment deadlines, and you can choose any doctor or hospital you want. That kind of freedom is big, especially if you're self-employed, between jobs, or you just need something that fits your budget better. CHM has been around for decades, faithfully serving the Christian community. And many members save hundreds of dollars a month compared to traditional health insurance. And that margin gives you breathing room when you're working the baby steps and trying to steward your money well. And right now, CHM is offering new members a 50% credit towards their first month of membership. Get started at chministries.org/budget and use promo code Ramsey. That's chministries.org/budget and promo code Ramsey.
Christian is with us in Fort Worth, Texas. Hi, Christian. How are you?
Good. How are y'all?
Better than we deserve. What's up?
So I am a college student, and I do have a little bit of credit card debt, but I also have a pretty big tuition payment coming up in June because I'm looking to transfer schools, and I don't know the best way to go about this.
Saving up for the tuition?
Yes.
How much
my
is it?
Tuition in June will be $15,000.
Oh, boy.
You have the money?
Yeah. Yeah, I have $11,000 saved up because I do work 2 jobs and I'm a full-time student, and my credit card debt is about $2,400. And so I don't know if it'd be better just to throw $2,000 at the credit card debt, then take a little loan out in student loans, or save up to $15,000 the rest of the way, and then pay that, and then pay a little more of the credit card debt when I can after I make the payment.
Yeah, I would pay for the tuition in cash and not use debt ever again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because I've been paying for cash the last year for school. I paid about $1,800 a month.
So why $15,000 a semester?
So it's an online degree, and so I'll start in June and make the payment, and then I'll be done by next June because I already have my associate's degree, and then this will be online course to get my bachelor's in biomedical sciences.
Okay, so you're making this payment, and then when's the next payment due before you finish in June? Or that's
from what
it?
I've seen online, it would just be this one payment that's done. I know what the advisors have told me as well. It's just the one payment. I don't know if they do payment plans or not.
Okay, but
So you're prepaying for the entire year?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And you said you have $11,000 saved, so you're just solving for the $4,000, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And he can have the $4,000 by June.
Yeah.
So pay cash for the tuition.
I think so.
No. So here's the thing: the trick to getting out of debt is to vow never to borrow again. You already have debt. So let's just let that sit there, pay minimums on that, and save up and pay cash for this tuition, and then work on the debt beyond that. Now, if you're doing online, are you going to be working full-time at that point?
Yes, sir. So I work full-time as a certified medical assistant and then also a bartender on the weekends.
Okay, good. So that's where all this money's coming from. So you're going to have the money to live during this year while you finish this up and go ahead and knock out the credit card debt.
Yes, sir.
Look at you. Look at you. Well done. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't fool around. I'd pay cash for the tuition, not have anything lingering from that decision, and then the old decision that's still sitting there, come back and attack it as quickly as you can once you've got $15,000 in the bank.
Do you know why, Christian, we're telling you not to go into debt?
Further.
I did not know. No.
Okay, let's talk about that. So, because you've considered that you used it for credit cards. You considered it as a solution for your problem right now. The reason Dave and I are telling you, hey, draw a line in the sand, no more debt going forward, is because debt eats at your ability to build wealth over time. Gotcha. It steals your hard-earned income and causes you not to be able to do things like invest, not to be able to do things like pay cash for emergencies. And that is a vicious cycle. That is why we're on the air, is because it creates a vicious cycle in people's lives and they can't get ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Well done, sir. You are working your way through this. I like you. Well done. It's good to find people that work hard and achieve their goals as a result. Quinn is in Philadelphia. Hi, Quinn. How are you?
Hi, I'm so excited to talk to you and Jade. So my question is about my employer, who's telling me that I owe them about $17,000 due to an error that they made with overpaying me over the past year and a half that I recently uncovered and brought to them.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You figured it out.
Yes.
And they want you to repay them.
That's correct.
And what?
Yeah.
What did they say? When do they want the money by?
So they want the money by the end of this fiscal year, which is July, but then it's actually October because that's when we get our bonuses. So the error was I came back from maternity leave in September 2024. I wanted to start work at 9 a.m. instead of 8. I'm a physician. And getting there at 8 was just too hard. We have 4 kids. And so it was really just a couple of days a week. I went from a 1.0 employee to 0.95 or like 95% effort, basically. I didn't notice the change on my paycheck. Back then, I really wasn't paying attention to anything. I was the typical doctor out of school with doc-itis, came out of fellowship, thought I could,
So what is your total income now, Doc?
So my husband and I together make about $420. I'm at like it was $440 prior to, $240 prior to the change. I didn't notice on my paycheck until recently. Last July, we came back from our 4th vacation, and I couldn't pay off my credit card at the end of the month. And that's when I found you, read the Total Manning Makeover, convinced my husband, although I feel like I'm still convincing him some days. But we're actually 2 weeks away from paying off all of our debt except our house.
Wow.
Way to go.
And going from step 2 to 3, about $80,000.
So the $17,000 accrued over the course of how many years?
About a year and a half.
About a year and a half.
September of 2024.
So it's about $1,000 a month, and but your income's substantial.
You didn't even notice it.
Yeah, so it's $1,000 a month.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm probably going to get a bonus about that much. I'm just I'm still upset about it because it is so much money, and right at that time, I'm going to be going from we're going to get out of step 3 in the summer. And that bonus would really help us kickstart steps 4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
And so I'm having a meeting with them next week, and I'm just hoping you can give me some advice going into the meeting. I'm wondering if I should talk to a lawyer ahead of time or just wait till afterward, or if I have any leg to stand on. I am highly productive. They measure doctors productivity based on how many patients you see. And I've looked back, and there were many months that I was over 100% productive, basically seeing more patients than I had slots for.
Yeah. So here's the thing. You can ask an attorney. Yeah. I don't think you have a legal case. So okay. I don't think that's the lens through which I would open it. If you want to gather the information, it won't hurt anything. But ask an attorney to learn that, because I'm not one. I'm trying. Okay, so if I had a highly compensated, and I do have highly compensated folks on our team, and we made a clerical error that amounts to 5% of their income or 10% of their income. Okay, here we would say, "Oops, we screwed up."
Right. Yeah.
And I wouldn't.
That's what I was.
And I wouldn't ask for it back. Okay, because I would be embarrassed that we screwed up. You didn't steal the money. You didn't deceive anyone. Quite the opposite. You're the one brought it to their attention. Mm-hmm. Hello. Right. And so I would just say, hey, I think it would be, if I'm in the meeting, I might say something like, guys, if you look at my productivity, it's well beyond 100%, which is very unusual on your staff. I brought this error to your attention. You probably would have never found it if it wasn't for me. You made the mistake. You should be embarrassed, and you should consider just waiving this for all of those reasons. And now you probably don't be quite that belligerent.
I was going to say.
But that's the message. Okay, let's I'm going to be sitting with my boss and say, okay, boss, I'm one of your top guys. I brought you the error, and I wondered if you would consider being embarrassed about making the error and just waive it.
You think?
Yeah.
Listen, I think they should,
Mm-hmm.
but only
I
you
think
know.
it's a morale, an employee morale, highly productive. Because finding another doctor to replace you when you leave over $17,000,
The thing is, though,
and they don't know that's not going to happen. It's going to cost them a lot more than that to fix the mess they made here if they hold you to this, because you're going to remember this forever. And the first time some other group comes knocking, you're going to be thinking about $17,000 instead of $817,000, which is what the deal. I mean, don't be stepping over dollars picking up nickels.
Yeah.
Buying a home is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make, but too many people base the decision on opinions or what the market is doing that week.
Churchill Mortgage has been our trusted partner for over 30 years because they do things the Ramsey way. A lot of people think buying a home starts with going to a bunch of open houses. But if you're buying a home the right way, you start with a budget and a trusted guide like Churchill before you even think about house shopping. Churchill will show you the real numbers, not what a bank will approve. Buying before being ready is how people end up house poor and stressed out.
Churchill will tell you the truth, and they won't push you into more house than you need. And once you understand what you can actually afford, you can move forward with clarity and confidence.
So if you're ready to buy a home, choose the right guide and stick to a plan. Go to ChurchillMortgage.com and get started. That's ChurchillMortgage.com.
This is a paid advertisement. NMLS ID 1591. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Equal housing lender.
Bridget's in Savannah, Georgia. Hi, Bridget. How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
Yeah, I was calling because my husband and I recently paid off about $24,000 worth of credit card debt.
Good.
And yeah, we're very excited about it. But that frees up about $600 to $700 a month for us. And we still have some medical debt that we were, of course, considering, just quickly paying that off.
Good.
But my sister actually lives overseas. And we haven't seen her in 2 years, and I've since then had a whole pregnancy and a baby. So I would really like to be able to go over there and see her and introduce, her niece to her. She can't come over here due to visa reasons. But I didn't know if that would be a bad idea and we should just continue with, going with the medical debt route.
How much medical debt have you got?
About $6,000.
How quickly could you have the $6,000
You've already paid off $24,000.
Yeah.
It's not like you're not going to see your sister for 7 years. We're talking a handful of months.
Yeah, the thing with the paying off the credit card debt, a large majority of it was due to a good tax return. So.
No. There's no such thing as a good tax return. A tax return is when you overpay your taxes and they give you the money back with no interest. That's not good. How big was the tax return?
About $10,000.
Good
a
Lord.
little over $10,000.
What's your household income?
My husband brings in roughly $4,800, and then I do a few contractor jobs, and roughly bring in between $1,200 to $2,000.
How in the world do you end up with a $10,000 tax return on a $50,000 income?
I'm not entirely sure. My mother-in-law does taxes. She has a tax business and was able to figure it out for us. But I do know we had a very high-risk pregnancy, and our son was admitted to the Children's Hospital for a few days that same year. So I'm not sure if that had anything to do with it. I don't know.
Okay, stop. Number one, you need to get your crap together, and you do need to know. Someone else taking care of your taxes is how you end up not paying the proper amount of taxes. And you have no idea what's going on. I don't mind having someone prepare my taxes. Someone does my taxes. But I'm going to understand how my tax bill works and why. And you need to understand this, because if you have $10,000 too much coming out of your check every year, that's $833 a month that should be in your check this next month, because you should change your W-4s so that you quit over withholding out your ears. And that will help you clean up the $6,000. No, honey, you should not go to Europe until you pay your $6,000. You should roll up your sleeves and finish the job. It's not like we're saying don't see your sister for 4 years. It's 4 months.
Bridget, this is what I'm concerned about. I'm concerned about when you told us you were very excited that you cleared out the existing credit card debt at $600 a month, but then you very quickly let us know that that was an anomaly. And that let me know that you are not really ready to go on this journey. And I want to talk about this for a second, because when you decide you're going to work the baby steps, you have a moment in time where it's like, I'm setting the bar for what gets passed. Right? I'm setting the bar for what my lifestyle must be for this to happen. And there's going to be a lot of things that are going to try to compete with the priority of paying off debt. But you have to set a clean bar. We don't do anything. We're cutting our lifestyle. We're not taking trips right now. And you're so early in the process, and you had an anomaly of a win, but you're already thinking about taking trips. And you've got 6,000 to go. I would really encourage you to lock in, because if you take a trip to Europe, then something else is going to pop up and you're going to go, let's do that. And then something else is going to pop up. And before you know it, you've been kicking the can down the road 2 years. So that's why this is so important.
And if you emotionally rationalize and justify decisions that you know in your brain are wrong, well, I haven't seen when you start doing that with your voice, that's when you know you're getting ready to do something stupid. Because I do it. Because the drama queen that lives inside of our brains, all of us have one, will just, it sounds like a beagle chasing a rabbit. It's like,
I've heard that.
You know, it's just like your voice octave goes up, and you're like, well, I haven't seen, and you, all of a sudden you sound whiny. I do it to myself. I hear it in my own voice sometimes. I'm like, you are a whiner.
Go back and look at any purchase you had buyer's remorse over and replay what went over in your brain.
Exactly. The little whiner came out.
Yes.
And like, I deserve it. I work so hard. And I tell myself, you work so hard. You've so many years. You paid a price.
I deserve it.
I deserve it. As soon as you do that, and I'll guarantee you, your octave always goes up one. Everybody does it.
We all do it.
And Bridget, you're doing it. So don't do that. Drop your octave back down and be like a grown up and go, I still got to clean up this stinking mess I made. And then I'm going to go see my sister.
Yeah, flip the script. Let it motivate you to get there faster.
Yeah. But you do whatever you want to do, Bridget. But you called and asked us, and we're always going to love you enough to tell you the truth. And we're not telling you anything we haven't told ourselves, and we're not telling you anything we haven't told 5,000 other people before you called. It's fairly predictable what's going to happen when you call the show. We're going to love you so much that we're going to be very truthful or even brutal with you when you call here. And that's because we want you to win.
And in the end of the day, you'll have a better trip for it.
The whole Ramsey brand is about trust, because you trust us because we love you enough to tell you the truth.
That's right.
And, that's what this whole thing is about. And, and then you get to hear the other side of it sometimes. And, the young guy that called last week, I don't know if you were on, I think Rachel was on the air with me, and he said, I called you when I was 22 years old, and you said, if you will do these 4 things exactly and don't argue with me, do them exactly, you'll be a millionaire by the time you're 30. He said, I'm 28, 6 years later, and I'm a millionaire, and I called to tell you that.
I love that.
And it's like, he said, I did exactly what you said to do. I didn't argue with you.
Yeah.
And he goes, and I got there 2 years earlier than you said I would. And I want to ask you about this other thing. And it wasn't a whining thing he was asking about. It was a legitimate question. But that was the preface to his question that he was calling in about, though. But that's cool.
Yeah,
because
that is very cool.
If you do this stuff, because we want you to be that story.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And that, live like no one else so that later you can go to Europe when you want.
And it's true. He said it, and she'll have a better trip for waiting and doing it the right way. But when you start to do the things we teach, the way that we teach them, no holds barred, you go faster than you thought you were going to go because momentum is on your side, and it's like the moving sidewalk at the airport. Yep. And that's my favorite part of it.
Yeah, you're walking along, and you're walking under your own power, and God looks down and says, oh, you're faithful with the little things.
100%, yes.
If you're faithful with the little things, I'm going to give you more to manage. And so you're walking along, and then all of a sudden you're moving like you're moving on the sidewalk faster than you're actually walking. So you're walking, but it's also moving under you, and you end up arriving at the point faster. Because when you're faithful with the little things, 100% of the time, he gives you more to manage. And please don't expect for him to give you more to manage when you're unfaithful with the little things. Disorganized, chaotic, immature, impulsive. When you're all of those things, and we're not fussing at Bridget. We've moved on from Bridget.
Yeah, we've moved on from Bridget.
Just in case, Bridget, we're not preaching at you, but preaching to all of us.
But don't you think, Dave, that's the secret sauce behind this? Because I can say when Sam and I were paying off $460,000 of debt, looking at the Ramsey plan and going, you know what, this is biblically based. That means I can ask God, hey, help me do this.
Yep.
And then I can get a yes.
Yep.
Because it's based on what he wants me to be doing anyway.
Yeah. God, your word says the borrower is slave to the lender, and then Jesus said it's tough to serve two masters.
Mm-hmm.
So help me, Lord.
Help me out.
Help me get out of this. And give me some work to do.
Here's the thing. I was going to say.
Give me a raise at work.
It's not going to be a check in the mail. It's going to be work.
Yeah, this is not a random. Yeah, the duck is not going to fly in the window already cooked, but he will take you duck hunting and let you get a duck.
Yes.
And so then you get to pluck it and you get to cook it and eat it. So expect the blessing to come in the form of more work,
more opportunities, more work.
Because the diligent prosper. You know what diligence is? That's excellence in the ordinary. Excellence every day, that's diligence. And those are who prosper. That's who gets a raise. That's who gets the promotion. That's who the competitor comes along and steals. If you work in a toxic environment where they don't reward diligence, someone who will look over there and go, well, you look at that. And they will hire you away, and you'll make more money than you've ever made in your life because you were diligent.
Dave, we got a lot of calls on this show where life happens. One day someone's healthy, they're working, providing for their family, and then a curveball hits.
We hear it all the time. A car accident, a cancer diagnosis, a heart attack, and suddenly everything changes.
Yeah, and that's why you've always said that having term life insurance from Xander is essential, because it protects your family if the worst happens.
Yeah, that's right. You need 10 to 12 times your income in coverage. No gimmicks, no whole life junk, just straightforward term life protection. But there's another piece that people often overlook, and that's long-term disability insurance.
Yeah, it's important to understand the difference between them. Life insurance steps in when you die. Disability insurance steps in while you're alive but can't work. So it replaces a large part of your income so the bills still get paid while you get back on your feet.
Now, if your employer gives you free disability insurance, great, take it. If it's discounted there at a better price, take it. But if not, Xander can help you find the right plan. Whether you're single or married, it's not optional. If you're going to be out of work for a while, then you need to make sure the money's still showing up.
And that's why Xander is our go-to. They make it super simple to get the right coverage at the best price, no pressure, no upselling.
I've trusted Jeff Xander and Xander Insurance for over 25 years, and so has my family.
So don't wait. It's fast, it's easy, and it could make all the difference. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282.
Protect yourself, protect your income, protect your family. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. Roman is in Atlanta. Hi, Roman. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I inherited $100,000, and I'm likely going to get $60,000 more when the house sells. I paid off my $30,000 of student loans already.
Good.
I just turned 23. I graduate in May.
Wow.
And I'm
What's your
trying
degree
to put
in,
myself
Roman?
in a place. I'm doing film and focus on like documentary.
Good for you.
So, but that's kind of led me down this path to where, like, I've been looking at government a lot, like involved in government documentary a lot, and I'm trying to get myself in a place where I can attend law school in 2027, and I plan to work and save until then. And I'm just like, I have family who's advising me to put like my money in like $50K in a CD and like 10 in a Roth and like 5% in liquid investments or 5 in liquid investments, and my bank is trying to get me to invest it with their financial advisors. But I'm just not sure to do with that money, knowing that I'm going to have that big expense of law school coming up.
How much is law school going to cost?
Well, I mean, if I can, I'm aiming for UGA, which would only be, UGA is only $60,000 in total. It's $20,000 a year to attend that UGA. But
I mean, this is only a year away. What if you just let it sit in the high yield savings account until you need it?
And I did have somebody tell me to do that too. So I just don't know. I just don't know, like.
I can tell you why I would do that. I would do that because knowing that this is really short term, I wouldn't want to mess around with any risk of investing it. I'd want to keep it pretty liquid because you're going to need it. I mean, you said this is 2027. I'm guessing.
Yeah, if I applied now, it'd be 2027.
Mm-hmm.
You've not been accepted yet.
No, I still have to take the LSAT, and I've been studying for that.
Okay.
Okay. So here's the thing. You have two pretty big hurdles to go to UGA. You're going to have to score well on the LSAT because UGA is tough to get into. And then they have to accept you.
Right.
So you have two big blockers yet before this actually happens. So we don't know if it's going to happen or not until we cross those two mountains. So,
and you've probably got some backup schools there, that you've considered, and the prices of those.
There's a lot of like good schools in Atlanta too, like John Marshall and whatnot, but
that you can afford to pay cash for. With this money, so you have $130,000 cash laying around between all of these events. Did I understand that right? After you paid off your debts.
Well, the 60 is still in a house that hasn't been sold yet.
Yeah, but it'll sell. It'll be selling sometime. I mean, it's up for sale, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Well, the other people are trying to be. Your family's trying to be helpful. Your banker's trying to be a banker. So asking a banker what to do with money is like asking a dog if it's hungry. So, no, we don't. They're 100% of the time they have an opinion, and it's put it with me. So, no, we don't need a banker's advice on anything. No, thank you. Mom and Dad mean well, and a Roth IRA with $7,000 of this is not going to keep you from having the money to go to law school. If you're filing a tax return and making at least $7,000, that's not a bad thing to do. It's not going to make or break your life. The best investment, Roman, that you can make is to attend law school and pass, and then pass the bar. That's a better That's a better return on the $60,000 than if you invest it in mutual funds or real estate. Okay, so the $60,000 you're investing in the best investment I know of, which is you.
Right.
And so I want you to, just like Jade said, just protect this money. And does it kind of feel calm to do nothing? I think doing nothing is a really cool idea. Just park it in a high yield savings, super boring. I don't have to worry about being sophisticated. I simply got the money sitting there making a few points while I get ready to go to law school. Ta-da. And then just go have a good night's sleep.
Yeah, that does sound nicer than
and then just tell everybody else, thank you for loving me, and I've just decided what I'm going to do is concentrate on law school, and when I get out of law school, I'll be a lawyer and I'll make money, and I got plenty of time to build wealth with that. Because $60,000 or $80,000 is not going to make you wealthy anyway, Roman.
Right.
I mean, they didn't leave you $6 million; they left you 60. So it's nice. I'm glad you got some, but everybody's acting like you hit the lottery or something,
this is
and
be
you
your
did,
big
but
break.
it was like a small ticket, So just calm. One of the things having too many choices in front of us it gets confusing and anxiety goes up. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when I narrow my choices down and go, decision has been made, I'm going to do nothing on purpose. That's my decision. I'm going to park it in high yield savings. Super boring. I'm not going to lose it. It's going to be sitting there when I pass the LSAT, get a good score, and get into UGA. And then I'm going to head to Athens in the edge of the mountains of beautiful North Georgia, and I'm going to be a lawyer.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, doing nothing doesn't mean you're not being 100% intentional. You're
Exactly.
still being very
You can
intentional.
intentionally do nothing. But the power of making a decision when there's too many decisions in front of you is the stress and anxiety drops immediately.
Yeah.
Too many choices is very stressful. And so I just go, no.
You know, I think that's what happens when people look at their money and they think, should I be paying off my debt? Should I be investing? Should I be saving for
Too
kids'
many
college?
choices.
Should I be paying off my credit card? Like,
And then when we just say, don't, do this,
one thing at a
and then
time.
do this, and then do this, their stress level goes down and they go execute.
Yeah, it's a plan.
Yeah, it's a plan. Work the plan. Work the proven plan. And so the proven plan here, Roman, is the best investment Roman can make is in Roman. And that is in training your brain so that it is more eligible for more income.
Yes.
And that is not dropping $100,000 in an independent film that you decide to go make. That's not what I said. Okay? You got a degree in film. No, but it's not what I said.
Yeah.
It's say invest in a track record. I mean, you know, if you want to be a lawyer and you want to be a good lawyer, you can make a good income as a lawyer. That's a good thing. And Lord knows we need some good lawyers because there's plenty of dumb ones out there. So, phew. All right, don't get me started.
I feel like you almost went on a tangent. That's okay.
I just self-edited right there on the air.
That was a good job, Dave.
Good move. Yeah, so guys, anytime you're a college student or you have a college student and they say, I have the money for tuition, should they invest that instead in a mutual fund? Always tuition, assuming they're studying something that is marketable. Don't get a degree in left-handed puppetry or German polka history. You'll be a barista. Okay, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is get a degree that's usable in the marketplace, and the knowledge that you put in your tool belt will make you valuable in the marketplace. That is the best return. The increased income over the remainder of your life when you properly do education on something that's relative in the marketplace is the best return on investment there is.
You've worked too hard to get control of your money just to let strangers control your data. Think about it. Just about every time you sign up for a newsletter, grab a coupon code, or start a free trial, your personal info, like your name, email address, phone number, and more, gets scooped up and sold by data brokers. Here's the deal. Freedom isn't only being debt-free. It's also being free from companies cashing in on your data. And that's where DeleteMe comes in. DeleteMe's privacy experts find your personal info on these shady data broker sites, they get it deleted, and they keep it gone. It's like having a digital cleanup crew that scrubs your online life. So you get way fewer of those spam calls, creepy texts, and scam emails that make you wonder how they even found you. Guys, the less noise in your digital life, the more time you have for what actually matters. Because when you protect your privacy, you protect your peace and your freedom. So go to joindeleteme.com/Ramsey to get 20% off their annual plans and take back control. That's joindeleteme.com/Ramsey.
Matt's in Philadelphia. Hi, Matt. How are you?
Good. Thanks, Dave and Jade, for taking my call.
Sure.
I got a quick question. I'm wondering when I should hire for my business. I'm a small mechanic, work on like ATVs and motorcycles, dirt bikes, stuff like that. And I've been in business for about 15 years. I feel like I've hit my max. I can't seem to get out of the groove of making the same each year. So I don't know if I should hire or if I should be doing something else.
Are you turning away work?
No, I'm taking as much work as I can. And in the past 2 years, I've actually opened my business up to like repair for customers to, bring their machines and I can repair for them. I used to just buy machines, fix them up and resell them. And that was such a, such an overhead. And if they didn't sell for months, it's just a lot sitting around. So I opened it up the past 2 years to work on other people's machines, charging $75 an hour. And, it trickles in and out. I always have 3 or 4 machines I'm working on for customers. But
so if you hired someone, what would they do?
I would like them to do the basic stuff, like clean machines, quick, just go over the machine, tell me what needs to be done on it, and then we can order parts, or if they need to order parts, just the stuff that you don't
Which would
really
allow
need
you to do more machines, but you don't have more work.
Right. And so I don't, for the past 2 years.
Can you get more work?
That's what I guess I'm trying to figure out how to get.
Yeah.
Okay.
I opened a Facebook page and, started advertising that way and just getting my name out there, but, it's just still slow.
Have you, and you're raising your prices at the correct rate over the past 15 years?
Yes. Like I said, I've only really started working on customers' machines over the past 2 years, and I started at 55, and now I'm up to 75 an hour.
Okay.
So I've been raising it. So it's up there. Most big shops are like 110 an hour, so I'm under what big shops are charging, but it's just me. So
okay. The big shops are dealers?
Right.
Okay. Is there any independent, non-dealer shop competing with you?
There is one that's like 10 minutes from me, and his shop rate is 95, but he turns away a lot of work.
Interesting.
Wonder if he would send it to you.
That could be a question I could look into. Yeah.
I just stopped by and have a cup of coffee with him and go, I understand you're turning away work. I'll take it.
Right. Should I offer him something like an
Sure.
Okay.
I'll buy you a steak dinner every so often.
And in the meantime, I'd also be studying what he's doing.
And if you send me $2 million worth of work, I'll send you on a cruise.
There you go.
But I mean, I don't know what this amounts to, but yeah, but you don't need to hire someone and then both of you end up bored.
Right. Then you're losing money because you're paying him, but you're not making any more yourself.
You need to be making more money as a result of having hired the person. And that person is either because that you're making money on the work that person's doing, or you're making money on the work that you're doing that you weren't able to do because they're doing work you used to do. Mm-hmm. Either one. So, like our guy, our CFO, our Chief Financial Officer, does not create revenue here, but he keeps me from having to do all that so I can create revenue. And that's what you're talking about. So you need to create, but there needs to be revenue on the other side of the equation to justify hiring. And yes, I would work on growing the business so that you do need the help so you can get some scale to it. Because today, when you're a solopreneur like this, Matt, you're incredible. But for 15 years, you've just owned your job. That's different than owning a business. You own your job when if you don't show up, the income stops. That's you own your job. But if you own a business, if you don't show up and the income keeps coming in, people keep working. So like when I'm not here, Rachel and Jade do the show, right? And so the revenue keeps coming in and I'm not here. So I own a business then. But if it's just me on the radio or on the podcast and then I don't show up and there's no podcast, there's no revenue, then I just own my job. And so that's different. But the first step of business, and I'll send you a copy of my latest bestseller. It's called Building a Business You Love, and it's the 5 stages of business. You're in the first stage of business. You just been there a long time, 15 freaking years. So, but the first stage is the treadmill stage where we feel like we're stuck on a treadmill. We got no one to delegate to, and you just run, collapse on the couch every night. What'd you do today? I don't know, but I did a lot of it. I'm really tired. And so that's treadmill stage. And it's fun stage. It's an exciting stage. You do have control of your destiny.
Yeah.
It's a fun part of that. And but then when you start hiring people to do work when you're not working, now life starts to get good. Assuming you get the right people, and you won't the first time. You'll have to fire them and get new people. But you'll finally find people that actually work, and they're out there. There's not many of them, but they actually work. And then you'll start to grow the business. So hang on, I'll have Christian give you a copy of the book, Building a Business You Love. Jason's in Toledo. Hi, Jason. How are you?
Hey, good. Great to talk to you, Jade and Dave. Hey, so I'm trying to help guide my parents on their finances and helping clean up some things.
Did they ask you?
The basic question is, hello?
Did they ask you?
Yes, they did.
How old are they?
They are both 79.
Okay. How old are you?
I am 54.
Okay, good. Okay, then it's possible they'll listen. That's why I was asking. Okay, good.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, when you answer questions people didn't ask, then sometimes, it's not help. But anyway, okay, so good, cool. So you're helping them.
I waited.
They're 79 years old.
And so, yep.
And
the basic question is, should they pay off their home equity loan that they have, or continue to pay that payment so that they have the cash that they have in retirement? They only have about $100,000, just so that they can have that on hand for medical emergencies. They'll probably never pay off the home equity loan before they pass, but then those, that would come out of the proceeds of their house.
What's the home worth?
Probably about $250,000.
And how much is the HELOC?
So there's about $50,000 left on it.
Okay. And that's the only debt, or is there a mortgage as well?
That is the only debt.
Okay. And their only money is they have $100,000.
That's correct.
And what's their income?
They're fixed on Social Security about $44,000 per year, and we did a very detailed budget with them. Came to about $40,000 per year in expenses, so that's close. But they think that they can maintain that long term with Social Security, but that's all they got.
Wow.
Tight, very tight.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. I would not use the 100 and only have 50 at 80 years old to pay off a $50,000 loan. But I really am scared that loan is very destabilizing for the situation. So
right.
I do want to come up with some thoughts on how to get rid of it anyway. But no, I would not use 50% of the little bit that they have to clear this little bitty loan.
Do they have any vehicle? Do they have any other assets that they could sell?
Not really
Cars?
of any significance, no.
There's not a lake lot?
No, unfortunately not.
Okay. All right. Are you the sole heir?
No, I've got a couple of siblings.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What's the financial condition of you and your siblings?
We're decent. I don't know that any of us are in a position to, find together and pay that off for them.
Uh-huh.
I would love for each of you to throw in $17,000 and it to go away.
Yeah, I don't think that that's probably going to be happening, unfortunately.
Okay.
How's their health, your parents?
It's okay. They're not like in dire health, but it's not great either.
Yeah.
My thought behind what Dave said is you probably stand to inherit the house, so it's money that you would get back.
Yeah, that's the reason I did it. But if they can't come up with the cash, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the money's going away. It's going away for a short period of time until they pass and you sell the house. I would sit right where you are. But if you can figure out a way to pay it off, also I would get rid of it, because it's more destabilizing than your words make me think you think it is. If you run a business, you already know this. Bad information leads to bad decisions. And right now, AI is everywhere. But AI is only as good as the data behind it. The best AI is built on the best data. That's why I recommend NetSuite. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP, and more than 43,000 businesses run on it, including us here at Ramsey Solutions. Their AI isn't bolted on, it's built in. And it connects everything that runs your business. Accounting, inventory, customer data, all in one place. Because when your numbers are connected, AI actually works like it's supposed to. NetSuite's AI helps flag cash flow problems, spot inventory issues, close your books faster, and cut down on manual reporting. If your revenue is at least 7 figures, go to netsuite.com/Ramsey for a free product tour. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. Well, my least favorite subject.
Let me guess. Taxes.
Taxes. Just saying the word kind of pisses me off. But, I just don't like it at all. But we're going to talk about it because you guys ask a lot of questions about it, especially this time of year. So, Jade, when are taxes due? Someone asks. And what if I'm late?
Well, they're due on April 15th. That's the date. But you shouldn't be late because if you think you're going to be late, just file an extension. That's what I would say.
But even if you file an extension, the taxes are still due.
You still got to pay them.
If you don't pay them on April 15th, the penalties and interest begin.
Oh, yeah.
So you file the extension is not on payment. The extension you file is
paperwork.
On the paperwork, on the actual filing of your taxes. So you can file an extension to file your taxes, but you should pay them anyway. Pay what you think they're going to be. Because they're going to start penalizing you that day whether you file an extension or not. Tax deduction versus a tax credit.
I like this. So a deduction, that's going to lower your taxable income, whereas a credit would lower the overall amount that's due. I like to think of a credit like a coupon. $30 off.
Yeah.
50% off.
Yeah. And not many things are tax credits. Most things are tax deductions.
That's right.
So a tax deduction is $10,000 deduction means you reduce the income that is taxable by $10,000. And so if you're in a 25% tax bracket, that then would save you $2,500 on your taxes because you don't pay taxes on $10,000 worth of income at 25%. So that's a tax deduction, and that's 99% of the time what we're talking about around here. Mm-hmm. Occasionally, there's something that gives you an actual tax credit, which is dollar for dollar. $10,000 tax credit reduces your tax bill.
That's great.
By $10,000. That is 75% better than a deduction, okay? But, yeah, not many of them out there, but there's a few things that you get tax credits for. Okay, this one blows people away.
It does.
The number of people that don't understand this is like everybody. How do the tax brackets work?
Yeah, so the tax brackets, they're a progressive system. So there is a range of income that is taxed at a certain amount. Your entire income is not taxed at the same amount. A higher bracket never means that you're going to pay that tax percentage on your entire income. So if you've never done it, go through and you can Google the tax brackets for the tax year, and you can see how it's broken down.
Everyone pays the same amount of taxes on the first $25,000. Everyone pays the same amount of taxes on the first $50,000. Even if you make $2 million, the first $50,000 is taxed exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
And so then, as you go through the bracket, when you jump a bracket, it does not jump your entire income by that percentage amount, only the amount above that last bracket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so it might be that you have $5,000 above a bracket.
That's right.
And so it's hardly anything.
So that's so good because a lot of people are like, I don't want to make more. I don't want to be in that bracket. That's crazy talk, you know?
Well, there's not a 100% bracket yet.
Right.
So, of course, you want to make more because you get to keep it. I think the max is, 30-something%. So you still get to keep 70 cents on every dollar no matter what you make. So go make more. Shut up. Yeah. So how much to set aside if you're self-employed?
All right, you always want to take 25 to 30%, set that aside for income taxes, and just know that you'll likely need to pay quarterly taxes. I like to do a quarterly estimate, set that aside. That way Uncle Sam has his cut.
Yeah, the quarterly estimate is a one-page document. How much were the revenues for my business? How much minus the expenses for my business equals the profit for my business times tax bracket. And you have to pay that once a quarter if you're self-employed.
Yep.
If you don't, you're going to get penalties and interest on that after the first year. First year, they give you a pass, which also leads people into doing stupid stuff like not paying their taxes. So, but you need to do your quarterly estimates, and it's really not rocket surgery to figure this out. It's not that hard. So you just sit down and go, okay, the business made $100,000, and we spent $90,000, so our taxable income is $10,000 on the profit, and we're in a 25% bracket, so I'm going to set aside $2,500, and I'm going to send that in to the, in with my quarterly estimates, and then that has the same effect at the end of the year as those of you that have a W-2 job where you're withholding automatically out of your check. The only difference is you actually have to send the money in, which pisses you off more. And so, because you actually know that you're paying taxes. When you have it withheld from your check, it's out of sight, out of mind. You don't think about it. So about a fourth of your profits. So if you're running a business, you're on a separate checking account, whatever's left in that account, if you pay only business expenses out of that account, which is what you should do, and you only put business income in that account, which is what you should do, what's left in there is profit. And so if you pull $5,000 out, you should set aside $1,250 and only pull $3,750 into your checking account and set aside $1,250 so that when you're ready to do your quarterly estimates, you're ready to do your quarterly estimates. Standard deduction versus itemizing.
All right. So that's usually people's question, which should I do? And the answer is whatever is going to lower your taxable income more. For most of us, the standard deduction is where we're going to sit. If you're just normal W-2, not much going on but the rent. I mean, if you're a married filing joint, that's $31,500 that they're deducting. And so that's where most people sit. Now, if you own your own business and there's a lot going on and maybe you're working with a tax professional, they might say that itemizing is the way, but most people are going to fall in that standard deduction because it's easier, often higher. Only itemize if your expenses exceed that standard deduction amount.
Yeah, exactly. Because you need, that $31,500 at married filing jointly. If you don't have that much in write-offs,
then
for whatever reason, then you're better off. And here's how silly it is now. With this huge amount of standard deduction now, this $31,500,
that's big.
Way high. It's now 91% of Americans do standard deduction. Now, if you do standard deduction, you are not writing off charitable giving. You are not writing off interest on your home mortgage.
That's right.
Because you're taking a standard deduction and you're not itemizing. You only write those things off if you're itemizing.
That's right.
And so you say, I'm keeping my home mortgage because I get a tax break.
There you go, Dave.
You lied. You lied to yourself. You didn't get a tax break because 91% of you
so good.
Did the standard deduction. Life changes that affect taxes.
Yeah. So like I was saying before, most of us can maybe file our own taxes if we're doing, normal W-2. But if you've had a major change, maybe you got married, you had kids, you got a new job, you bought a home, maybe you entered retirement, all of those things definitely can affect your taxes. And after major life changes, just go ahead and review, adjust your withholding, decide if it's now good to work with a tax professional versus filing them yourself.
Yeah, and that ends up, why your refund changes is those things. It's stuff like having a kid, buying a house, starting a business, stuff like that. Those are pretty big old divorces, deaths, all those things like that. Anything that's going to cause your refund to change. Now, if you're constantly getting a refund, you need to remember Santa Claus does not live in Washington, D.C. That is not free money.
That's not the Disney fund?
That's not the Disney fund. Walt Disney doesn't live there either. No one charitable lives in Washington, D.C. Everyone in Washington, D.C. wants your money. They're parasites. They're a tick on the butt of America. They're parasites. They're sucking the blood out of you. And so do not think you are getting a blessing from Washington, D.C. If you got a refund, honey, it's because you had too much of your money taken out of your check, and then they send you your money back at the end of the year with no interest on your money. That's what a blessing D.C. is. That's what a blessing the IRS is. So you get $3,000 back. All that is $3,000 of your freaking money because you had $250 a month too much taken out of your check. Change your W-4. Stop having refunds. No more refunds.
And it's so easy to do.
Correctly calculate your withholding. Oh, I use the IRS tables. Wait a minute. You just assumed the IRS was competent? Well, that was a dumb thing to do. It's like saying the DMV is competent. No, you run your taxes out, you figure out what your withholding should be, and get the proper amount withheld.
A way to do that is look at your last tax refund, divide it by 12, go on your W-4. There's literally a line on there that you can decide what your withholding is. Change it.
Well, we wish we could get to every call around here, but we can't. If you got a money question and you want it answered the way we would answer it, go to our website at RamseySolutions.com and use the Ask Ramsey tool. Ask Ramsey is our free AI tool that's built and trained only on Ramsey. So here's the way AI works. AI is pretty simple. It's going to regurgitate, spit out only the data that you put into it. Whatever data set you put into it is how it's going to make the answer. So if you're so stupid that you're Google and you put Reddit in the data set, then you're going to get stupid butt answers like Google's giving you out of Reddit. But if you only put Ramsey, like 3 years of this show, all the transcripts into the AI tool, all of Financial Peace University, all the books that we've written, all the articles that are on our website that the way we believe, the way we teach you, into the tool, then guess what? That's the only data set it's got to work from, so it will answer the question exactly better than we would answer it here on the air because it's the culmination of all that data, and it's free, and it's blowing up, y'all. People are hitting it like bing, 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 bing. Have an argument with your brother-in-law, bing, 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 bing. Ask Ramsey. This is what Dave and Jade would tell you right here. Ask your question today. RamseySolutions.com. Click the Ask Ramsey tool. You're gonna love it. It's completely free. Paul's in Tampa. Hey, Paul, what's up?
Hi, sir. Thank you, Jade and Dave. You're a blessing to our nation. Really appreciate you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have a question. I see to a couple principles that you've talked about are in opposition in my life. I'm nearing retirement. I have the money to buy a boat in cash. We live near the water. It is going to be more than half of our annual income in boats, motors, wheels, etc., which you say not to do. On the other hand, we have the money in cash, and if it were to burn in the middle of our living room, it wouldn't be the end of our world. So
what's
how
your
do I
net
reconcile
worth?
those?
What's your net worth?
About $4 million.
And
not
wait a
including a house.
minute. And so, are you counting the income that $4 million would be creating, or
$4
just
million
your
is
little?
in,
You're just counting your
401k and real estate, and the boat money is separate.
No, that's not what I meant.
He's saying to make the rule work.
Number one, you're right. When you're in a no income, low income portion of retirement and a huge net worth, that rule does not apply. The half of your income in boats and motors and or motors and wheels, the rule does not apply. So if you're worth $10 million and all of your investment income is rolled back into your investments and you don't count that income in the equation, and so you're living on a $70,000 pension or something, but you're worth $10 million, then we don't apply that formula, okay? But if you take all of your net worth and use the income off of your net worth, the formula would probably work. But we don't have to do that. How much is the boat?
About $400,000.
Okay, and you have $4 million, so it's 10% of your net worth.
Correct.
And what is your income? How old are you?
It'll be 60.
50. And you're retired?
60.
60.
Oh,
I'm still
60.
working.
Okay. And what is your income?
Right now, it's about $250.
Okay. Yes, I would buy that boat. Okay. But that's based on the ratio into your net worth and based on the fact that you're, and again, if your net worth was $40 million and you made $250, you still could not buy the boat if we only used the 50% of your income. But most people were not dealing with a net worth that's substantial when we apply that formula. So, I would buy this boat for sure. It's a sweet boat. What is it?
It is a trawler, a 40-foot trawler.
Triple engines or quadruple?
Double engines.
Double. What horsepower?
Yeah. Oh, slow with the trawler. It doesn't go very fast.
Oh, okay. All right. And what brand?
It's Great Harbor.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, and you're what, on the Intercoastal Waterway?
We have access, yes.
Okay, all right. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. Yeah, I mean, you're in a position to do that because
after all this hard work.
Yeah. That the bottom line is the reason that the decision makes sense is the other rule that you used is if I burn that much money in the middle of the floor, would my life change? And the answer is no. And that's because your net worth's so high, not because your income ratios are correct on this. And so that's if we were doing it off your income, we'd be going, okay, $100,000 if you burn that. But if I'm in your shoes, I'm buying that. I would buy that boat. Yeah, that's what I would do. If you want a boat, I mean, it's a lot of money in a boat, but it's a small percentage of your net worth is tied up in, and trawlers go down in value too. Just like cars, 100% of boats go down in value.
What's maintenance on a boat like that a year?
No, I don't. But it's the docking fees and the insurance and the gas or the fuel, probably maybe diesel. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. It's
something to. I'm sure he's considered that.
Probably pretty substantial, but it's not hundreds of thousands on that because you don't need a crew and all that on that thing. So. He's the crew, 38 feet long. I mean, it's not. Yeah. So, but that's, when you get into a thing where, like Zuckerberg's yacht pulled up the other day. Yeah, Rachel was putting that up on her Instagram, right? That sucker's got like 59 people or something on it. Yeah, just the daily rate to keep that thing running is a small city.
Tremendous.
But that's a different world. But again, as a percentage of his net worth.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
Nothing.
He's one of the wealthiest guys in the world, So it's a 300-foot yacht that's probably worth, I don't know, $1 billion or $500 million, something like that, maybe. And
that's nothing for him, though.
And but he's got hundreds of billions.
Yeah.
And this is a half of one of them. So it's hard to get your head around when you're like regular people, but it helps you if you just go, it's ratios.
Percentage.
Look at the ratios. What ratio is this? What percentage of this? And it keeps you from saying stupid stuff. And here's what stupid people say that are envious. And I actually have said it, but I hadn't said it in 35 years.
Yeah.
About 35 years ago, I quit being that stupid. No one should ever ... That's redneck envy. Okay? That's trashy. No one should ever have a car that nice. There's starving children somewhere, like your car caused children to starve. Would you shut up? Unbelievable. Of course you should get that car.
Yeah.
You live like no one else. Later you can live and give to the starving children like no one else. But these oversaved people that think they're Jesus, that are going to tell you that the only car you can drive and still be holy is a 93 Camry. And that's the car of the evangelical. Anything beyond that, any car beyond that is not holy, and you're overspending, and you're not a good steward. Oh, bull crap! It's actually not a Camry; it's an Accord because Jesus said it. They're all in one Accord. Dad joke. Okay. Anyway, All right.
I'm going to let that slide,
Just
Dave.
keep that one going. Just keep on moving past that. All right. But seriously, I mean, the judgment of other people's decisions.
Yeah. It's
Would
just,
you please manage your life? It's like a full-time job to manage you. It's like, the person in your mirror is a problem child. Work on that one instead of working on fixing everybody else's spirituality. Jeez, some of you people. So, yeah, that's the problem with stuff like this.
Yeah,
so,
it's a very small
percentage. So when I
of his
look
life.
out there and I see Zuckerberg's yacht, I go, not a big Facebook guy, but man, he killed it. Good for him.
Well, I mean, how mad can you really get? Because how mad can you really get? You're probably on Meta somewhere. You're probably on Amazon.
I probably paid for a few days of that thing to operate.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
With the Facebook ads that Ramsey buys, so it's probably my fault. Money well spent, Mark. You know, it's like you're living life large. And so, but yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I honestly, I've never had, 300 billion, so my emotions can't get my head around that. But it is throwaway money for him. And that's what we keep talking about here.
Yep.
Work hard so when you're old, you don't have to work in McDonald's. You're not a Walmart greeter. Welcome back to the Ramsey Show in the Fairwinds Credit Union studio. Jade Warshaw, Ramsey personality, is my co-host today. Kelsey is in Seattle, Washington. Hi, Kelsey. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
So I have a question for you, of course. And I guess I'll just flat out say it. I feel like I either was or am being financially abused, and I can't really tell. I'm very confused. We have a very complex financial situation. So where would you like me to begin?
How old are you?
I'm 37.
And how long have you been married?
7 years.
Okay. And what's your household income?
I'm not really sure because
what is complex about your financial situation?
So we have a lot of debt, but I guess we do have a lot of equity. We have numerous businesses, and we just have money coming in and out. And I'm just living on one credit card that is constantly maxed out, and I never have access to cash.
Why don't you have access to cash?
I'm not sure. I have asked to be put on the account. My name isn't on anything, and I have been asking, and he seemed willing, but we were waiting because I never got my name changed because we got married during COVID. Okay. So I did get my name changed, finally, my last name, and then so he was telling me that he was waiting for that, but now that it's changed, my name's still not on anything, none of the properties, none of the accounts. So he tells me that the financial situation is so complex that I just wouldn't understand it, which frustrates me because I'm very organized and I have always paid bills on time.
Do you have children together?
Yes. We have a blended family of 5. We have 2 18-year-olds, a 16-year-old, and then together we have a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Do you work outside the home?
No, and I have been. Yes, before we got married, and
what did you make?
It depends. I used to make, I would just say on average, I used to make like $5,000 or $6,000. But then there was a time where I switched jobs, so I was making significantly less.
Okay. What did you do for a living?
So I was a nursing assistant, and then I did some other.
How does it feel when someone says you're too dumb to understand this?
It's really frustrating because I have been homeschooling our kids as well since we got married. So, I mean, I'm really organized. You have to stay organized to have this many kids in homeschool.
Frustrated is a word that describes when you're trying to do a task and you can't get traction on the task.
Yeah.
I don't know that that's the right word to describe what Dave asked.
Yeah. When someone says you're too dumb to understand, that's demeaning.
Yeah. So
I can't think in 43 years I've ever told my wife she was dumb. I think that would make me dumb. I think that would make me pretty dumb.
Dumb. I think he just said it was very complex.
No, it's too complex for you to understand, darling, but I got it because I'm the smart one. He's an arrogant butthole.
So we have about $4.3 million in equity.
How do you know?
So last year I really started pressing. I wanted to have transparency and clarity on our financial situation, and I slowly have been asking questions and putting stuff together.
So go back there. When you say slowly, is the purpose of the slowly for your own understanding? I'm just building this mentally piece by piece, so I'm understanding it. Or is the purpose of the slowly, I can only ask him so many things at once before he shuts me down. So I'm just gonna do a little bit here, then wait 5 months and do a little bit here. Tell me the purpose of that, or is it a little of both?
I think it's a little bit of both. If I did sit down and ask a list of questions, I'm sure he would tell me.
Okay, did you get a prenup? Did you sign a prenup?
No, I didn't.
Okay. You got to decide how much of this you're willing to put up with. You've already put up with way more of it than you should have, I think. So if it was at my house, this would be over today. We're going to sit down and go, Bubba, you got 24 hours to put everything out on the table, and I'm going to understand every bit of it, and it's your job to make me understand it, and I'm going to have access to all the accounts in the next 24 hours, or I'm going to go see a divorce lawyer, and I'm going to have a $2 million net worth because I'm taking half of this crap.
We have $2.9 million in debts and loans.
I thought you said you had equities of $4 million.
Even still.
Do you know what equity is?
I guess I didn't. I just figured that I would subtract the loan amounts and the debt amounts.
Now, the amount of the value minus the loans is the equity.
But honestly, that's a little bit beside the point. The biggest point is...
I'm taking half of it.
Yeah, because you're not being treated
I'm getting
with
a divorce because I'm tired of you screwing me over and treating me this way.
Well, also, I think the biggest dynamic is I had come to realize that he's not paying for my needs, but so he has a daughter from a previous marriage that he adopted, or actually it wasn't a marriage, it was an engagement.
It's not got anything to do with this.
No, it is.
No, it's not. Because you need to know everything that's going on in the next 48 hours.
That he's been giving
that's fine.
her large amounts of money on the side that I was discovering.
That's fine. There's a lot of he's been doing a lot of crap.
And you're going to find out more
that we're not going to put up with anymore. Starting today.
But I did confront him about it.
Oh, you're just useless. No wonder you have this problem. You can't stay on task. I'm trying to give you a simple thing. The simple thing is the overall way you're being treated needs to stop immediately. And then you go down these different rabbit holes 14 times. I can't even have a conversation with you. No wonder.
The first question you asked is, I don't know if I'm being financially abused.
The answer is yes.
Help me figure that out. Yes.
The answer is yes. And yes, you should do something about it. And not one-off every little stupid thing you're talking about here. It's the overall thing. 100% of everything that's going on, I'm going to know it, and I'm going to have a vote in it starting today. Or I'm going to see a divorce attorney.
Yeah, and here is Kelsey, we're on your side. We're trying to be on your side because we agree that the behavior you're talking about...
But you're like a dog chasing its tail, girl.
Yeah, you're worth more than that.
You're circular with this. You can't even have a discussion about it. I think you've been living in this toxic mess so long you're clouded on everything's just circular. No, it needs to be very clean and crisp, and either we get this healed or we end this. You decide. That's what I would do if I were in your shoes. You work your butt off for your money, but your money's never going to return the favor if all you do is hope for the best. If you're ready to learn how to make your money work for you, check out the SmartVestor program. SmartVestor can help you find advisors who specialize in retirement planning, charitable giving, advanced investing strategies, and more. Whatever your goals, your pro will take the time to explain your options so you never have to invest in anything you don't understand. Head to RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor to get connected.
Ramsey Solutions is a paid, non-client promoter of participating pros. Learn more at RamseySolutions.com/SmartVestor.
We use a couple of terms around here that sometimes are confusing, so let me clarify them. We use the term financial infidelity, which is when someone lies to their spouse and hides financial things like debt. And so it's a breach of trust like sexual infidelity is. But the fact that we call it financial infidelity does not really put it in the same category as sexual infidelity. Sexual infidelity is much more traumatic. Both are a breach of trust. One is a less traumatic breach of trust, but we use the term to describe the fact that it's a breach of trust. Another term that we use around here is financial abuse. Probably not accurate a lot. Okay? Abuse is like domestic violence, when someone's beating the crap out of their spouse. That's real abuse. Okay? So financial abuse, where you don't have access to the numbers, is not as traumatic as actual abuse. And so when we use the term financial abuse, it's not real abuse. It's a descriptive term to say, you're in a situation where you're not being treated right. That's different than abuse. But in our culture today overall, we have taken some of these words and we've used them so flippantly that we forgot what they actually mean. And so anytime I disagree with someone, I call them a narcissist. Well, you need to actually understand what a narcissist is before you say that, because just because someone hurts your feelings doesn't mean they're a narcissist. And just because we use the word abuse doesn't mean that it's descriptive of what is going on at the trauma level. Okay, yes, it's a toxic and horrible marriage, a bad relationship. That's way different than real abuse. So we're guilty of participating in overstating, over-dramatizing some of these things like financial infidelity or financial abuse as if it was as bad as infidelity or real abuse. It's not. Okay, so when you call us up and say, am I being financially abused? It's way different than if you call us up and say, my husband's hitting me. Totally different reaction here, because different parts of the way you deal with trauma in those situations is completely different from a psychological viewpoint, from Dr. DeleteMe's insight and input on this. Way different. So if you call me up and say, I'm in an abusive, physically abusive relationship, I am not going to shame you. I'm going to walk you out of that and get you some help immediately, because shame is one of the tools that's used by physical abusers. But if you call me up and say, am I being financially abused? And then you give me 16 different stories, I'm going to call you out on your inconsistency. And that's not me abusing someone that's being abused, because they're not actually being abused. They just don't have insight into the money and don't know what's going on with the money. So it's not actual freaking abuse. But it is a toxic, horrible marriage. And yes, she does need to stand up and put an end to the bullcrap. But that's just basic relational advice, not someone that is actually being abused. Now, if she's actually being abused, she's going to get a different reaction from us on this show. And so if you don't like how I handled the last caller, kiss my butt and go listen to a different show. Okay? Because that's the way we do it here. We love people well, and we tell them the truth. So that's how that goes down. All right, Duke is in San Francisco. Hi, Duke. What's up?
Hi, Dave. Hi, Jade. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
Yeah, so about 3 weeks ago, I got caught up in all the tech layoffs, and I lost my job. And I have enough cash to pay off my mortgage, which I was planning to do in November anyway, but now I'm wondering if I should just hold on to that cash.
Yes, for now.
How much were you making, hon?
Last year was $600,000.
Whoa.
Wow.
What do you do in the tech world?
I'm a web engineer, mostly focused on digital accessibility, which is making sure software works for people with disabilities.
Yeah, big deal. That's a big field. Okay.
So what do you have?
Well, what's the outlook for the new position?
Well, it's kind of a rough job market for what I do right now, so I don't know how long it would take, but I'm also contemplating on stepping out on faith and starting my own business.
Doing what?
Same work, consulting.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't step out on faith. I'd step out on facts.
Okay.
But, I mean, you know how to do what you're doing. Do you think there's a market for it that you could build up enough consulting gigs to make anywhere near what you used to make?
It'd probably take me a while to get up to that amount, but yeah, there's more than enough work, I think.
Okay. And do you plan to live in San Francisco?
I don't think I'll be able to stay here too much longer.
Okay. Then why would you pay off the house? Let's put the house up for sale.
Well, that's certainly an option that I hadn't thought about.
If you're leaving, you don't need to keep it.
Yeah.
And then that changes the whole formula, right? Because you may be buying a property that's twice the size and half the price in a different market, more affordable market.
Yeah.
You're in one of the most expensive real estate markets in the world. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so if you're going to, I don't know where it's best for you to operate this consulting firm from.
I was going to say, what's your timeline for making that choice on whether or not you're going to step out and do your own thing versus continue to search the job market?
I give myself probably about 2 months before I need to start looking again. Yeah.
You need to start looking now. What are you going to do, sit on your butt until then? What do you mean?
Oh, no, I needed to take a break.
Okay, so how much money are you sitting on?
Well, you got a break. They just gave you one. But while you're on break, look for a job, honey. I mean, for real. Anyway, that's what I would do. Yeah, set yourself a timeline, and what I would do is nothing with the money, to answer your question. And say, okay, for the next 2 months, I'm going to look for a job. If I don't land something, I'm going to launch the consulting firm, and we're going to move from San Francisco to fill in the blank of the name of the city, and that means the house goes up for sale that day. But in the meantime, yeah, you might land something there and stay in Silicon Valley, right?
Yeah, you could do that. Or my whole thing, if I were in your shoes, I would set a timeline. If you're going to take a break, I guess that's your business. But I would set a timeline to say, if I want to look for a job, but haven't found one by XYZ date, this is what I'm going to pull the trigger on the next thing that I want to start on my own. And in the meantime, you could start doing research on that just so that you're using that time very, very wisely. That's what I would do. It sounds like you have plenty of money laying around to kind of take a little bit of time on this, but I wouldn't get reckless.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Good question, Duke. I'm sorry you lost the great job. I'm really glad that you had a great job like that. And so you know what it feels like to make $600 a year? That's pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. And I'm really glad that you'll know what that feels like again someday, either as owning your own thing or staying there and just working for a different shop now and so forth. But yeah, wow. And it's pretty incredible that that's awesome. So yeah, you got, the good news is you got options because you've done a good job of putting things in place to do that.
He sounded like a single guy too. He didn't sound like there was anybody else's.
The words he was using didn't sound like, So, but yeah, he's been working all the time.
Exactly. Sounds like he's been working day and night.
24/7. Yeah. And then all of a sudden it came to a screeching halt. There we go.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Yeah. So when you're in the middle of a storm, wait till the storm passes to do permanent planning.
I think so, yeah.
In the middle of the storm, you do temporary things, which is, like he said, hold on to the cash. We're not going to pay off the house because we may not be staying in the house.
You don't know what's going to happen. That's right.
Not be staying in the house. Might be staying in it. Once the decision is made that we're staying here, then I would pay it off.
Yes, I would too. Quickly.
Yeah. If you say, all right, I'm staying here and I'm going to open the business. Okay. Or I'm staying here because I just landed another job making $400 in Silicon Valley and we're staying. Okay. Either one of those is fine.
Yeah. Very cool thing to pay off the house in San Francisco.
You spend hours researching before making a major purchase like a home or car, but it's also a good idea to put in the work searching for the right insurance coverage. To protect your biggest assets, I recommend using Ramsey Trusted Pros. Whether you're looking for car, home, or any other type of insurance, Ramsey Trusted providers have been coached and vetted to serve you like we would. Find what you need at RamseySolutions.com/insurance. The Ramsey Show question of the day is brought to you by Why Refi. Defaulted private student loans don't define you, but dealing with them does. Why Refi helps you refinance into a low fixed rate payment that you can afford. So you take control of your money and you get back to work in the baby steps. Go to yrefi.com/Ramsey. That's the letter Y, REFY.com/Ramsey. Might not be in all states.
Okay, today's question comes from Alex in Florida. They say, my reoccurring bills are paid for on my credit card, which I also use to buy things throughout the month. I pay the balance in full before the date is due. I'm retired, in my 50s, with a net worth of $1 million, and I have no debt. I drive a 15-year-old Nissan. My question is, if my goal is simplicity and convenience, what's wrong with using my credit card for monthly spending and recurring bills? The balance usually runs between $1,500 and $2,000. Nothing crazy because I live very frugally. Okay, so if I look at this question, my thought is you're probably doing it for the points. You didn't say why other than simplicity, but there's got to be something linked to that. And so I would say if there's a points argument here, I mean, if you just did the math, it's really minuscule. I mean, we're talking about $1,500 to $2,000 per month. If you look at points, maybe that's $300 a year, $330 per month. So there's really no financial gain there. That would be my first thought towards that. But I think what's really going on is, and I'm saying this out of love, but they won. Like, they got you, because that whole industry, what they want to do is move your mindset from being independent to dependent. And they got you because you've decided that in your mind, debt equals getting ahead.
My goal is simplicity and convenience, when in reality, I use a debit card for my recurring, and I use debit card for purchases, and that is more convenient and more simple.
That's what, yeah.
Because I don't have to pay a bill at the end of the month.
Yeah, if you think debt equals simplicity, they got you.
Even if you're paying it off at the end of the month and not in debt, if you're paying it off in full, it's still not the simplest way.
Well, and
the simplest way is a debit card.
Yeah, the studies show that if you use a credit card, you will over time spend 10%, 30%, in some cases, depending on what it is that you're purchasing, up to 100% more using a credit card. Things like fast food, things like entertainment, you are up in that high percentage of how much more you'll spend.
Yeah, and I don't think this guy's going to be in that super high percentage because he's a frugal guy.
So he's like 10 to 15%.
But if you're just doing your normal purchases, you're going to spend a little more. But the big thing is you're paying it off at the end of the month anyway. So what's the difference in a debit card? Oh, one extra step. It's not as simple.
That's why I said it's a mindset thing in his mind.
They got you, is right. They talked you into believing this was smart somehow. And then you defend it with all of your numbers. But you're
yeah, I don't think I'm going to talk you out. I don't think I'll be able to talk you out of it because I think they got you.
Yeah, I think they got you. But yeah, your argument is invalid. It is not simpler or more convenient than using a debit card.
Nothing is easier than I get my paycheck and I take my paycheck to pay for my things.
Yeah, well, or I use my debit card. I mean, like a lot of my utilities on stuff, on odds and ends, like personal stuff, like utilities automatically hit the debit card or some of the other odds and ends. And I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
It hits his credit card and he has to pay the bill off at the end of the month.
Yeah.
I don't have that extra step. So it's not simpler or more convenient.
And I want to say this because I think that this is a very subtle thing that's worth saying. This guy, do I think this guy's going to end up in debt? No. Is he going to end up on the side of the road? No. I'm not being a fatalist in any way. He's going to go about his life. He's going to be fine. He's going to retire. No problem. My problem is the mentality of it. The borrower slave to the lender. So at the end of the day, I want to be able to have as much freedom and autonomy in my life to know, hey, I actually went out in the world. I made a living. I didn't have to depend on a system of debt to keep me afloat or make me feel like I was something. That's all it is. But that's a big thing.
Agreed. Margie's in Dallas. Hey, Margie, what's up?
Hi, thank you for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
I've had a lifetime of bad decisions and have sucked myself into a hole in debt. And I'm debating whether to file bankruptcy to try to settle some things out of pocket myself when my house sells. I'm going through a divorce, and I know I'm getting 50% equity.
Wow.
And I just don't want to continue making bad choices. So I just kind of need some guidance as to what route I should take and where I should prioritize.
How long are you married?
30 years.
Oh, baby.
That's tough.
Wow. I'm sorry. A lot going on with you. A lot of pain. How much debt do you have, Margie?
Total for myself, not include my husband and I have always kept our finances separate. So just my debt, including the mortgage, because my name is on the mortgage.
Your debt, not counting the mortgage. What do you have?
Okay. Well, it's 609 total minus 343 for the mortgage. So whatever that leaves. I've got 108 in unsecured credit cards. I have 137,000 in student loans. And I know bankruptcy won't erase the student loans, so I'm stuck with that. And I'm good with that. I got that. I'm going to pay that.
So I'm sorry.
Unsecured debt is heavy.
Yeah, that's a lot. And what do you make?
87,000.
Okay. And how much equity will you get from the sale of the home?
So the house would probably sell for $440 to $480. We owe $343, and so my half, I'm thinking after closing, would probably be about $50K.
Okay. Well, bankruptcy is not going to work for you because when you go to file, there's two types of consumer bankruptcy. There's Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. Chapter 7 is the clean slate where the student loans are not bankruptable, but the credit cards get zero. And in order to file a Chapter 7, you have to pass what they call a means test, meaning they look at your income and any assets that you have. And when they see you have $50,000 and make $87,000 a year, you're not going to pass the means test. So you're going to be forced into a payment plan in Chapter 13, which is 5 years, 60 months of paying payments on the credit cards. You can put the student loans in there too, but they get paid in full. The credit cards can be paid all or portion of in a Chapter 13. In your case, they're going to get most of it anyway. So are you delinquent on the 108 on credit cards?
Yeah, I stopped payments in January.
Okay.
That was part of, being able to afford an attorney
Yeah.
for the divorce.
Okay.
And so honestly, my thought process where I wanted to do is wait for the sale of the house and then just start calling creditors and say
Settle 'em.
like, hey, this
I think
is
you
what
can.
I got.
I think you could probably settle the credit cards for the 50.
Okay.
Or something like that. Okay, if they went seriously delinquent, they're not seriously delinquent yet, but it'll be a year and a half while your heart is broken over a 30-year marriage ending, and you're trying to get a fresh start. You're going to have a lot of work to do here. I've got another idea. The Guardian litigation people that we work with. This is what they do. They negotiate with them when you're in default, and they're very, very good at it. I just had lunch with the CEO the other day and was listening to their whole process, and I think they can take care of you, and we'll help them do that because you are in a pinch. All right, and so we'll hook you up. Christian is going to get in touch with them and hold your hand and walk you right into them. And I think they can walk you through this because you're not going to qualify for a Chapter 7. It's going to put you into a 13. And so some kind of a payment plan or settlement process is going to be better for you outside of bankruptcy. It's going to be more efficient. And it doesn't require all of your emotions to deal with the anger and the crap that the collectors are going to throw at you if you do it yourself. And if I'm in your shoes, I don't need that right now because your heart's already breaking. So hang on and we'll help you with this, hon. Dave Ramsey here. Most people stay stuck with their money because they're not paying attention to it. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck, stressed out and broke. Don't be most people. You work way too hard to be broke and feel broke, and you deserve to have something to show for it. That's why we built the EveryDollar Budget app. It gives you a personalized plan for your money that shows you how to free up extra money every month and use it to beat debt and build lasting wealth. Plus, you get real coaches guiding you through your plan step by step. Look, most people hearing this will just keep hoping something changes, but not you. You're ready to make change happen. Starting now. Go download EveryDollar in the App Store or Google Play and start for free today. Our scripture today, Proverbs 21:21. Whoever pursues righteousness and kindness finds life, prosperity, and honor. Warren Buffett, you only have to do a very few things right in your life, so long as you don't do too many things wrong. Guys, Ramsey is taking over an entire cruise ship. That's right, one of the top lines, Holland America, fancy-pantsy cruise line, not the cheap ones. This is a 2,500 people coming together for the ultimate debt-free celebration. If you're on baby step 4 and beyond, you're out of debt except the house, and you're working on getting your past your emergency fund, you're working on getting your retirement built and getting the house paid off, all that, or even beyond anywhere. This is for you. We're not asking you to spend money while you're on baby step 2 and go on vacation with us. But
Please don't.
But let me tell you, we'd love to have you on this. All the Ramsey personalities are going to be on there for 7 days, including me. My wife Sharon will be with us the entire time. We're going to have new wealth building teachings. We're going to join the world's largest debt-free scream. We're going to watch live episodes of your favorite Ramsey shows be taped right there, and so much more. So you get all kinds of opportunities to deal with every one of us, and we're going to be all over the place. We did this last year. It's going to be 1 year from right now. Be in March of 2027. It's not sold out, but it's getting close already. So if you want to go, click the link in the show notes or go to RamseySolutions.com/events to book your cabin. Laurie is with us in Salt Lake City. Hey, Laurie, what's up?
Not much, Dave. I'm so excited. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. How can we help?
So here's my question. I think we went to stupid university and made a mistake, and I'm just wondering what you would do in our case.
Wow.
We
What
bought
happened?
our home about a year ago, and when we bought it, we understood it was seller finance. But the day we went to sign the papers, we didn't hire a lawyer in advance. That was probably our biggest mistake. When we got there, it turns out it was more of like a seller takeback. They didn't give it to us with their money. They are using the loan they previously had. I did not realize that was weird. So would you be concerned if you were me? Would you go refinance?
I don't
right
understand.
now?
What do you mean they're using the loan they previously had? What do you mean?
They pay off the home with the money that we gave them so we paid a $1 million home. We paid $750, but still owed that extra $300-ish. And they just kept the loan they previously had. So they're not financing it out of their money.
What is the balance on that loan?
So the balance on their loan is $320, and we owe them $380. So we borrowed $60,000 from them, and then the overall balance is $320 on the house.
Is the house been put into your name?
Yeah, we have the title. So that's where I thought we were all above board, but then I looked at it today online, and it said it was a seller takeback loan, and I was like, I've never even heard of that before today. I didn't know that was
that's
a thing.
something somebody made up on TikTok. I've been doing real estate 40 years. I've never heard that phrase. So seller takeback. What this is an illegal loan, though, because when the mortgage company finds out, and they will, when they discover, for instance, that the homeowner's insurance that has to be reported to the mortgage company is not in the seller's name, it's in your name.
Well, and it's in their name still. So if
how
anything
can
goes
that
wrong,
be?
we have
The
to have
deed is in
them
your.
come.
Did you put the house in your name or not?
Yeah, the house is in our name.
Then they
but
cannot
homeowner's
have insurance on
is
your
in their name.
house. I can't buy insurance on your house. It's not possible.
Great. So would you refinance now?
Yes.
Okay.
Because here's what's going to happen. If that is a standard mortgage that's laying on the house, in paragraph 17 on that mortgage, it has what's called a due on sale clause. Mm-hmm. Due on sale means if that seller sells the house, that mortgage becomes due in full. And that seller has sold the house. And when they discover it, they're going to call that loan, and they're going to demand that seller give them $320,000 in 30 days. And if they don't, they're going to foreclose on the house that you thought was yours.
Right.
But it's not got. Okay. But you have recorded a warranty deed into your name. Is that right? At the courthouse.
Yes, and that's where I thought we were legal, because how would
you
they
are
give us the
legal.
title?
You are legal. You're just vulnerable because the seller is either a shyster or a moron or both. Okay?
Okay.
Because they don't understand that you cannot keep a loan in place with a due on sale clause in it. And all current modern mortgages have a due on sale clause in them. If you got an FHA loan from 1972, it does not have a due on sale clause on it. But they don't exist anymore because they've all been paid off. That was 50 years ago.
Okay.
So so back in the day when I first started in real estate in the late 70s and early 80s, we had all kinds of FHAs laying around that you could assume without a due on sale. But those have been gone for 50 freaking years, okay? So anyway, this thing, if you pulled up their mortgage deed, okay, the trust deed in most states it would be, you can, if it's a Fannie Mae, a standard conventional loan, you just flip it over to, you see paragraph 17, it will say due on sale. If the title is transferred, it becomes a balloon note, and it's in default. They call the whole loan, and the seller does not have the ability to pay that loan off. And so they're going to get foreclosed on, and because the lien is still on your property, you're going to end up losing the property. So you need to get this refinanced and get these shysters or morons or whatever they are out of your life as fast as you can, and you need a standard $380,000 mortgage. And pay them off, or $400,000 mortgage or whatever you got to go get to get them paid off as fast as you possibly can. How long have you had the property in your name?
A year.
Good, because it's going to take 12 months before they'll look at appraisal versus acquisition. Okay, and so now they can look at appraisal, and I assume the house is worth more than when you bought it.
Probably, yeah.
So you guys have any money? You obviously put down everything you had, right?
We did, but like over this last year, we've saved up $100,000.
Okay.
So I was just thinking we'd put some of that toward
I would. Yeah.
trying to.
And if you can get if you could just get like your credit union to give you $300,000 mortgage.
Oh, that's great. Okay.
You know, just easy, just something quick, right? Or call Churchill Mortgage, and they can help you walk through it. But I would get this out of these people's names as fast as you possibly can. And for God's sakes, get the homeowner's insurance in your name. You have $700,000 of equity if this thing burns down that's going to go to them.
Oh, wow.
That would be awful.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because the homeowner's insurance is not in your name. And by the way, you can't have insurance. Insurance law is basic. You have to have an insurable interest. I do not have an interest in Jade's house legally.
Right.
So I can't go be buying insurance on somebody else's house.
That's
they can't
be the
buy
illegal
insurance
part of it.
on your house. Mm-hmm. This house is in your name. Their insurance policy is not valid.
Yeah.
So they're not going to get the money. You're going to end up with nothing. Nobody's going to get nothing because the insurance company's going to go, you didn't own the house.
Yeah. Is that illegal? Like if something like that happened?
It's not illegal. It just invalidates the policy. So the insurance company's going to go, no, we're not writing a check for $1 million on a property that to the people that are not our client, and our client doesn't own the property.
Right.
So it's not worth the paper it's written on.
Wow, that's a mess.
It's useless. So there's so much wrong with trying to do what is effectively called a wraparound mortgage, where they wrapped around the old mortgage and they carried back $60 and they wrapped around the $320 for a total of $380. You can't do a wraparound mortgage where there's a due on sale clause, and I promise you there's a due on sale clause on that. I promise you there is. So that's what you get into. Ouch. Scary. Yes, get refinanced as soon as possible. And go buy insurance on your property today. Go buy homeowners insurance today. Forget that they've got it. And no, we're not paying them for it. Because
that's terrible.
Paying their policy is ridiculous. But that's why they didn't want to change the policy, because when you change the policy names out, it tells the mortgage company that we've sold the house, and it activates the due on sale clause.
That does sound a little shifty.
Well, it's just dumb. It's somebody doing real estate on TikTok. That puts this hour of The Ramsey Show in the books. We'll be back with you before you know it. In the meantime, remember, there's ultimately only one way to financial peace, and that's to walk daily with the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus.